What is going on, miners, and welcome back to the Hobbyist Miner channel. Octominer has been a huge supporter of today's channel, and so I want to go ahead and run this reel.
Due to the crypto market correction, GPU prices are going down. It's a great opportunity to expand, which is why Octominer is having a sale. They manufacture the best mining rigs in the industry and supply rigs to some of the largest GPU mining farms around the world. On average, they manufacture 2,000 to 4,000 rigs per month, and currently around 2% of the total Ethereum net hash rate is running in Octominer rigs. They are also an official AMD blockchain partner. Starting July 25th and going through July 29th, use the code OCTO10-072922 on checkout to get 10% off your entire order on their website. Please reach out to them at support@octominer.com for any questions.
Okay, so we are back. Huge shout out to Octominer. They have supported the channel immensely over the last few months, especially actually over the last 2 years. So huge shout out to them. Go ahead and check out their upcoming sale this week, guys. So before we go ahead and check out the shed and the progress that we've made, I wanted to comment on a subject. So I've had a few people reach out to me asking me why I'm wasting so much time and just doing one video a week, or why I am not just getting my mining shed up and running. And there's one thing I learned with doing my crypto mining basement, and that was take my time and do it right. There was a ton of things that I learned from my crypto mining basement, a lot of mistakes that I made, just kind of like rushed into it, and especially with airflow. Oh my gosh, crazy amount of mistakes with airflow. I literally probably spent $2,000 on mistakes. And so with the shed, I've really wanted to take my time, especially now that we're in kind of like a bear market. If you're watching this, it's currently the end of July 2022. And, you know, things are kind of very questionable right now with mining, especially with profitability. So I want to let people know that I've been pushing to take my time with the crypto mining shed, a little bit at a time here and there, especially from a cost perspective. I'm not putting any of this on credit cards or anything like that. I'm cash flowing everything. So some of that, sometimes I have to wait a week or two in order to purchase additional things. But we've made some really good progress, and so I wanted to go over to the shed. We'll show you some exterior changes that we made, and then we'll show you how we made out with the floor. Alrighty guys, I'm over on the exhaust side of the shed. I only have 2 of the fans on right now. There's no rigs in the shed. We just finished up with the flooring a few days ago here, but wanted to show you a few things that we've added. So you can see here we added supports to the bottom of the sheds. These are actually bracket supports in order to kind of lock down all pieces of our foundation. So we have it tapped into the shed itself, we have it tapped into the support, and actually if you notice, I originally only had 1 support and 2 supports under the shed. I actually added another one. These are 4x4 and they're about 6.5 feet long. So I did add another one there. Just a lot of you guys recommended it. So huge shout out to you guys. Recommended me putting another support in the middle of the shed in order to support all the weight. So thank you for that recommendation. Keep them coming. So that one's there. So now you can see, look, it's tapped in the shed, tapped in the support, and then tapped into our deck foundation. And we have one on each one of our supports here all the way around. So 1, 2, and 3. And then we added these. So these are 2-foot ground anchors that you guys can see here. And these things are awesome. So I added them in. I'll put a link down below if you guys are interested in something like this. Everybody that I talked to recommended getting something like this in order to secure the shed to the ground. You know, the shed's heavy, 100%. I mean, to be honest with you, in order to put this in, it was actually really difficult. But you know what I used? I went and got my car little mini lift that you have to change your tires for your car. And I actually set up like a little leverage setup and used that to lift up the shed on each side to slide that in. So we got a little creative, went a little MacGyver on it. But we have one of these here anchors, we have another one over here, and then one on each side of the shed. And we're going to be going ahead and getting a steel towing cable and hooking them up. And then I'm going to put a hole through each of our supports that are underneath and go all the way through the whole thing and loop around and come back through in order to lock this down to the ground just to be safe. So I do need to find one. I need about a 25 to 30 foot steel towing cable. So if you guys have any recommendations, you've used any before, please let me know. I'd love to go ahead and get this thing anchored down and good to go. So that's these on this side. let me scoot around to the other side here. So you can see on this side, we have one here. We have our supports through here as well. So the outside's just about wrapped up. Some of the last few things I do want to do is I do want to get lattice now, like a white lattice to match. And I'm probably going to come up to about here. So just about an inch, maybe 2 inches above, and start the lattice and then go down into the stone and then secure it. That'll clean this up. It also keeps little critters out from in there. So I'm going to put some around there, some around, all the way around pretty much is kind of my goal. It also clean it up, you know, kind of hide some of these supports and stuff like that, which will look nice. So we have the towing cable. We also have the lattice that needs to go on here. And then the last thing that needs to go on, as I talked about previously, is a gutter. I do want to do a gutter on the intake side in order to catch a lot of the rain from instead coming off, because this is a lean-to style, it comes off the top of the roof and falls this way. So just to alleviate any of that rain coming down in front of the intakes, going to do a gutter, probably maybe from here over there and then down, and then a spigot out, because you can see the property actually is sloping and goes that way. I was originally going to do a rain bucket here, but I think I'm just going to keep it away, any water away from like the electric side over this way. I don't want it to pool over here at all. So we'll have it all go there and then go out. So I have to design that, figure that out, get some help. I've never actually done a gutter before. So I think I am going to get a little extra hand just to save me some money from messing up. So let's go inside the shed and see how our floor turned out. All right, so here is the inside of the shed. I did remove our kick plate. When I did this, I just reinstalled it just so that I could do, I actually went all the way, I did the epoxy all the way down to here, right inside the door. So let's go inside here. It'll remove some of the glare. We'll close the door. It'll be a little bit louder, so I'll try to yell the best I can. But check it out. It's been 48 hours. We've let the whole thing cure. I think it came out pretty good. What do you think? Look at that. So what I did was I cut in, I actually used painter's tape and put painter's tape all along the edge here, all the way around. I actually took a few pictures. I'll throw them up as we're going through things. After the painter's tape was down, I went ahead and cut in all along the edge the best I could. Oh, also I did cover this intake until I'm ready to actually use it, just to avoid, I was getting a lot of bugs coming in through there. So after I went ahead and cut in around the edge, that's where my mistake started to happen. So I've never epoxied before, and my head was in like the painting game. So I went ahead and rolled the epoxy, and I'll put a link down below. It's a Rust-Oleum one-car garage epoxy I used. And I started from the top, and I went all the way down to the door. And then I was like, all right, I'll come back in a few minutes, you know, see it's dry. I had my fans running in here. I had, you know, it was really hot outside, and touched the epoxy, and it was like glue. It was like, oh my gosh. Like, I completely forgot the fact that like epoxy is not paint. So it doesn't dry like within a few minutes, especially outside when it's hot. So I went, crap, how am I gonna get all the way in the back here really nicely done, especially when I have to do the flakes. My goal was to do 3 coats. So what I did was I actually cut some 2x4s. So I put a 2x4 from here, and then I ran it over to there on top, and I created like stepping stones above the epoxy. It was a mistake, and I rolled it and did the whole thing all the way down. And then I went and did my 3rd coat on top of these like 2x4s all the way down. And then on my 3rd coat, I went ahead and got the epoxy flakes and kind of sprinkled them around. That was an experience, you know, trying to figure out like, not to like, there's a few spots where a little too much, you know, but whatever, it's all right, it looks good, you know, and it's gonna serve a purpose. And it worked out really, really well. So you can see the floor's done, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. It actually wasn't too bad. I don't know that I'd want to do a whole garage in this, so it'd just be a lot of work. But it did turn out pretty nice. I'm really glad I pulled up that kick plate in order to go right under it. I think that turned out nicely. My painter's tape actually did great covering up there, and turned out really, really good. So what's next? What do we got next, guys? I mean, we're almost there. So I actually have been talking to a few people in the community about soundproofing, and I bought a bunch of foam tiles, and I think we're gonna do those this upcoming week. So I'm thinking about foam tile, acoustic foam tile up here, to the rigid tiles. I think I'm gonna put them all through here, all the way up on the roof. chatting with a few individuals. They recommended doing the roof first, actually. So I'm gonna do the roof, and I actually bought some 90-degree corners. So I'm gonna put those up in here to help with sound. Then I'm gonna do this wall with acoustic tile. And I'm gonna test it as I go. I wanna see how it performs. But the nice thing is like they're gonna fit real nicely right in here, right in there. You know, it should work out well. I think the tiles are 12 by 12, I think. And so I'm gonna acoustic tile this because I have about a week until I get my rack in. My rack is gonna be 60 inches, so it's gonna come right inside to about here. So I can come in the door and go left or right. The rack's gonna start here, and it's gonna go over. Now, something I need to figure out is, and that's why I'm kind of tempted to wait for my rack, is wait for the rack is in and then determine, can I do my ASIC setup here and then the rack start here, or do I need the rack all the way to the wall and then the ASIC setup's gonna go like through the rack a little bit. So I need to play that by ear. I don't wanna go put in my entire ASIC setup and take an exhaust and then all of a sudden go, crap, I need to take it apart. You know, I don't wanna be doing that. So, rack and the ASIC setup will be coming up here in the next 2 weeks or so. We've got our foam tiles we're gonna be putting in, and honestly, if the foam tiles start to work, I'll buy enough to do the whole shed. I mean, look at all this empty space I could fill with acoustic tile up top here, you know, above the intakes, all the way down, all the way through here, so that would work out really, really well. So we're progressing fantastically. I'm really happy with it. I cannot wait to get a boatload of rigs out here, especially my mini ASIC miners and stuff like that. I did end up, some of you guys were asking about the meter boxes up here in some of the previous videos that we have. So if you guys are curious, actually, MeterBox is still running their massive giveaway with like Octominer and GPU risers and a few other content creators. It's completely free. You can get in on the giveaway. They're giving away a whole bunch of hardware and stuff like that. So if you guys go over to the MeterBox, you can check out the giveaway. Let's go ahead and run that.
The MeterBox, a familiar product to this channel, is back with a new lid that finally offers a solution for home miners using a standard 125-volt outlet to measure their power usage in real time. It's available now on their website. Use the link in the description for a discount off your next order. Because of the new lid, they're now running their biggest giveaway yet for the entire month of July, giving away over $7,000 worth of prizes like an iPolo V1 Mini Classic Plus, a 3600-watt X12 Octominer, tons of meter boxes, limited edition NFTs, and a bunch of stuff from GPUrisers.com. Check out their new meter box and enter this amazing giveaway, no purchase necessary. You may also purchase items for additional entries and even better chances to win. The meter box contest is worldwide, extending through the entire month and ending on July 31st. Winners will be announced publicly on August 5th.
Okay, so with that said, that's all finished up there. So go check them out. I'll put a link directly down below for the meter box, and that would be awesome to go ahead and get in on that free giveaway, which would be great for you guys. Even if you're not going to use a meter box or an L630 plug, you can still get in on the free giveaway. So I think other than that, we're pretty good. You know, nothing else too crazy. I think we're in the home stretch, guys. I think just, I don't know, maybe I'd say 2 more weeks, maybe. We'll see. I really want to take my time with this. I have no rush right now other than the fact of getting all my rigs out of my house to make it a little bit cooler in there, but I really want to take my time and do it right. So anyways, if you guys have any comments, concerns, recommendations, you spotted something that I may have missed, please go ahead and leave a comment down below. I'll leave links to everything I talked about today down below if you guys are interested, like, ooh, I could use one of those, I'd like one of those. I'll leave links down below. Other than that, guys, last thing I'll throw you guys to is we did go ahead and set up membership on the channel. So if you guys do enjoy my content, you stop in a few times a week, and you do want to find another way to support me, as well as another way of involvement within the hobbyist miner community, membership is set up. You can go ahead and click the join button right there next to the subscribe button, and then you can check out all the really cool perks. The best perk, I think, and to me it's fantastic, is you gain access to a private Discord channel within my Discord where you can chat with me one-on-one all day. And I'm posting pictures of my shed progress and mining rig stuff, maintenance and stuff I'm doing, and chatting with the community that are my members. We call them the Know Me Squads all day long. So feel free to check that out. Go ahead and click the join button. That'll give you more details. Okay, miners, that's it for today. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. And finally, don't forget to subscribe. Take care.